This is the Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of the second reproduction. So, let's jump right back in. I nodded to a nervous Lizette, then returned my gaze back to Karia. I understand. I remember the place from yesterday, so you can leave if you want, Karia. Huh? I understand. If you need anything else, just ask me. I've been assigned as your personal servant from now on, so I'll be right there if you ever need me. Alright, thank you. Are you sure? If we let her guide us. We don't need hostages. Huh? But... let's just go. Yes. Still, she acts like... a human, right? Yeah, you agree, don't you? So we're measuring how human someone is on some kind of scale, huh? Princess, what do you mean by... But before Lizette could finish his sentence, I stopped walking and looked into his eyes. I had to raise my head to do so, making me realize once again just how much he'd grown. But I felt so glad that he was still by my side, still gazing back at me. His voice, which had once only reached me through stained glass, sounded close and in reach. But I can't say for sure that this isn't a dream. I scanned my surroundings, checking every nook and cranny of the hallway. The scars on the stone wall, the candle holder over there, the length of a shadow that stretched down the hallway, I knew all of them. It was too dark last night for me to see them properly, but I could recognize them in an instant. Princess? Humans can only do so much. Sometimes having too much pride and arrogance can make you lose someone you care about, even the one you need the most. Am I going insane, or is someone trying to trick me? Well, whatever it is, I just need to stay calm and keep an eye out. My mother told me once that those who lose their hearts always come back stronger, and that couldn't have been more appropriate right now. I had no idea if Mother had ever gone through what I had, but after going through such agony, I wasn't afraid of anything anymore. Ha! Ow! I tapped my knuckle against Lizette's forehead. What was that for? For not listening to me. Huh? When did that happen? I walked quickly, leaving Lizette behind as he tilted his head in confusion. Giving a weak smile as I walked, I decided not to worry about the mumbling sounds he was making as he tried to work out what just happened. I briefly closed my eyes and whispered as I opened them again. Let's live on together this time, Lizette. I wanted to protect the precious person beside me, and that wish never changed, be it dream or reality. You're late, oh champion who has inherited the nostalgic title. Gardis spread his arms out dramatically. On both sides of the red carpet between us, the Demon Lord stood two lines of strong men. It was exactly the same as last time, only my heart was different. Gardis! The supposedly evil, merciless Demon Lord was standing before me, but I knew he was really a kind, brave, and determined king. He cared about his people more than anything. I wanted to scream at him to stop acting all aloof and be the nice guy he really was, but I knew he'd just think I was crazy. We were enemies right now, after all. I only arrived yesterday, and I came for the sole purpose of killing him. And now, I need him to remove Lizette's ring, so I mustn't act carelessly or he'll get suspicious. As my heart ached for my dilemma, Gardis declared something to the crowd with a voice fit for a king. Everyone, this is an order. I forbid all of you from harming this champion. She is my guest. What? All the whoops. Yes, my lord. All right, you may leave. I keep wanting to read that because it's not like something that is through the game. Please excuse us. The men hesitated at first, but they soon all bowed their heads obediently to their lord. As I watched them leave the room, I desperately tried to think of something to say to Gardis. What on earth are you planning? In the end, I chose a reaction he would have expected. But doesn't this make your job easier, oh mighty champion? An adult who doesn't know how to play with a children's toy might hurt his fingers, you know. So you think you have the right to lecture me after only living for a handful of decades? Living longer doesn't make you any better, don't you think? Indeed. I watched Gardis as he closed his eyes, wearing an unusually gloomy look on his face. Then he suddenly noticing my gaze, became startled for a brief moment, but then he waved his hand, implying that he was just fooling around. Now that I thought about it, Gardis must have been reminded of all the cruelty he'd seen in his long life. His lifespan was several times longer than a human's, so all the pain and sorrow he experienced over a lifetime was far heavier on his heart. He'd been king for longer than most human rulers as well, so the suffering he'd experienced was unimaginable. Gardis, you must have seen so much in that long life of yours, so much pain and suffering. Lord Gardis! What is it? A pale demon suddenly ran into the room, interrupting our conversation. He was sweating heavily and his clothes looked dirty and disheveled. Tragedy has befallen the West Borders yet again, Your Highness. Tragedy has befallen the West Borders yet again, Your Highness. By fault of the champions, Lord Raviel has rushed to the scene and things have settled down for the moment, but if this continues, we may have to bring the villagers to the capital. I see. I'll leave it to you then. I will see the villages for myself later. Yes, my lord. After accepting his orders, the man gave a courteous bow, and as he left, I caught a glimpse of his determined expression. He seemed totally different to the pale man he was a few moments ago. I could understand why now. Gardis was a king who did everything he could to protect his kingdom, and the people trusted and respected him for that. You're going? I am. It saddens me to leave you all alone, but I have a duty to fulfill. Then I'm going too! Huh? Eh? Neither Gardis nor Lizette had expected that, and they both stiffened up in shock. Realizing that I'd probably said something I shouldn't have, I quickly added, Well, after meeting that Karia woman and a few others, I can accept that they're nothing like the monstrous demons we were always told about. As a champion, my goal is to find true peace, so I think it's important that I investigate you demons further. It wasn't very convincing at all, and Gardis looked at me with eyes full of suspicion. You know, that sounds very different to the drivel you were spouting last night. Are you going to backstab me while we're inspecting the village? You're bored and you want toys to play with, right? Then why not enjoy some constant vigilance? You're more interesting than I expected. Very well, you may both come. And we shall. Princess, what on earth are you? Sorry, Lizette. I know what you're thinking, but just trust me for now. I had to gain Gardis' trust as soon as possible so he'd remove Lizette's ring. And the best way to do that would be to show empathy and help the demons. Please. If that is what you wish, Princess. Are you sure? Do you really think I could decline a request made by you, Princess? No matter what situation we're in, I'll risk my life to fulfill your every command. I don't need that! Eh? If you're going to swear to something like that, then don't use those words, please! If you truly care about me, then don't leave me all alone! Princess. My apologies for disturbing your fun, but it's time for us to leave. Fun? What do you mean by that? Well, you're all lovey-dovey around each other. What else am I supposed to think, Despite what I thought yesterday, it seems you're both already in love. Stop saying such things! Of course I'm not the princess's lover! That's right! Wait, are you saying you'd be too embarrassed to be my lover? Not at all! In fact, it's the complete opposite! Huh? No, I mean... So, this is what you call puppy love. How cruel! I grimaced at the brutal scene before us. There were survivors, but it must have been a wide-scale attack since every single building in the village was damaged. Some were reduced to rubble with smoke lingered around others. As long as some of the villagers survive, there's still hope. I suppose this is a wonderful sight to you two, isn't it? If you have the time to talk like that, then shouldn't you be using it to help the casualties? What? Come on, Lizette. I heard a voice below the rubble here. Oh, right. I ignored Gardis as he looked on in disbelief and concentrated on the collapsed building. Once all the rubble was gone, we found a few tearful children curled up at the bottom. They'd been lucky. The rubble had fallen in just the right way and none of them were crushed. At first, they were delighted, and their eyes glittered with relief, but once they saw we were human, they flinched and started trembling. Don't kill us! I won't, it's all right. We're here to save you, aren't we, Lizette? Yeah. Really? Yes, really. This tough guy here will protect all of you. Eh? I'll leave the children to you. I'll look for more survivors. Are you serious? Princess! Hey, are you leaving? A little hand gripped the hem of his coat. Confusion and alarm reflected in Lizette's eyes. Well, I'm not surprised. Lizette was heterodoxist, so he was probably finding this hard to accept. Worried for a few moments, I stopped walking and glanced back at them. No, this is Lizette we're talking about. He wouldn't hurt them. Hey! But then, Lizette's hesitant eyes suddenly flooded with resolution. Can you still stand up? He took a deep breath and bowed to the children. Had he cleared his doubts for now? Yes! Okay, everyone grab each other's hands. We're going to the courtyard. It's just as I thought. Children really do work best on Lizette. Lizette told me once that he was the eldest child in his family, so he had lots of little brothers and sisters to look after. That's why I was confident he never abandoned a child in danger. Anyway, I should be helping out too. As I silently cheered on Lizette, I walked over to another pile of rubble, hearing a muffled voice cry out from under the rocks. I think this is the last. As the sun finally began to set, I sighed, glancing around my surroundings one more time. Near the courtyard, Lizette and a large crowd of children were having fun together. Hey, mister, are you a champion? No, I'm not a champion, but my princess is. So you're with the bad guys? A real champion would never do something this cruel, don't worry. A real champion wouldn't kill us? Yes, isn't that why we're here? Oh, and since you saved us, you must be a good guy, right? You're a human, mister, but if it's you, I'd gladly marry you. Hey, that's cheating. I want to marry him too. Then why don't we all get married? Oh gosh. What a bold declaration. Who would have thought a filthy mind lay behind such an innocent face? Gardis! Have you finished everything on your side of the village? I walked towards the two of them from behind, clapping the dust off my hands.
Yes, we managed to save far more people than expected thanks to you two. You have my gratitude.
Oh, you're not going to say something sarcastic?
I'm not a foolish enough king to interpret kindness as malice. And what's more, I doubt you're the type of woman to trick me through something like this, are you?
You do have an eye for women. I'm not surprised, considering how many lovers you've had.
Leaving that aside, I'd like you two to tell me your true goal. You spent most of last night trying to kill me while sprouting propaganda. But now you're saving demon children in a massacred village. It's as if you became a completely different person. I'm honestly wondering if I'm being deceived.
I'm not surprised you feel that way. Even I don't know myself. But there's one thing I am sure about. I no longer believe that demons are the embodiment of all evil. I came here today to prove that.
So you found the path you wish to walk from now on?
I'm not sure yet. I know for sure that what I'm seeing now isn't an illusion, but there's still a lot I need to think about.
An illusion?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, that reminds me.
Gardis spoke up as we gathered in front of the castle. What is it?
I was wondering why the two of you are sleeping in separate bedrooms. Is something the matter?
Separate bedrooms?
Matter?
We tilted our heads while repeating his words, but Lizette quickly came to a certain conclusion, his cheeks flushing bright red.
The princess and I aren't like that!
Oh?
So you leave the princess all alone in a cold, empty bed?
Yeah, I sleep alone.
You must get so lonely at night, I suppose I should make an exception tonight and join you. Excuse me, but if you dare do anything indecent to the princess, I'll kill you.
Huh, you can't even lay a scratch on me.
You!
I'm glad you're so concerned, Gardis, but I think I'll be alright.
How naive. Anyway, you must be tired after yesterday. Bad things might happen if you don't let your muscles relax. So how about I give you a relaxing full-body massage? Don't joke about that! Listen to me, Demon Lord Gardis. If you even dare to step foot into the princess's bedroom, I'll rip your head off, got it?
Well, it depends on my mood anyway. Right, Christina? Sure, if you feel like coming in, then I don't mind.
No! You can't let him do that, princess! If you let that creep take even one step into your room, just thinking about it makes me furious!
Is there really that big of a problem? He'd just be coming inside my room, that's all!
A man like him wouldn't stop at that!
No. I only want to spend the night sitting on your bed having a nice talk, that's all. See? Lizette?
Alright, I understand. I'll stay in the same room as the princess from now on.
Will you need my guidance?
Guidance for...
Guidance for what?
No!
Never mind. But the night is long, you know.
You won't get a chance no matter how long it is.
Well, who knows?
Anyway, Christina, enjoy your rest.
I will. Thank you. Is everything all right, Lizette? You seem a little angry.
Please, don't worry about me. Princess, I'm trying my best.
Are you sleeping on the sofa again? Once we were back in our room, we both started getting ready for bed. Lizette quickly sat down on the sofa and started unrolling his blanket. Looks like we were sleeping separately again. We're already sleeping in the same room, so why can't we just hold each other like we did at the lake? I had no idea why Lizette was keeping his distance. Lizette said he loved me last time, so assuming that wasn't all a delusion, wouldn't he still want to get close to me? Knowing that I'm the only one who can remember that warmth, made me feel really lonely for some reason. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!